Hello, today we're going to talk about participation in Zoom meetings. The first thing I would like to talk to you is about whether your camera should be on or off. As you can see, I'm here with two other people and they both have their camera off. I don't know if they're present and paying attention or whether they're at their computer asleep or whether they've left their computer entirely. Having your screen turned off, stopping your video is not a good look. It doesn't show me that you are attentive or that you care. So definitely do your best to have your camera on, whether your teacher requires it or not. This will force you to pay attention. This will force you to be attentive and make eye contact as best you can over the Zoom medium, which is challenging at best. We get that. It's kind of like choosing to sit in the front row or the back row of the class. It may be less threatening to sit in the back row, but those students tend to get worse grades too because they tend to be less attentive and get less of the teacher's attention. Conversely, if you have your camera on in Zoom, you're going to get more of the teacher's attention. The teacher is going to believe that you are interested, is going to interact with you more. Now, your teachers are professionals. They're going to attempt to interact with you whether you have your camera on or off, but statistically, they will be interacting more with the students that have their cameras on. So point one, have your camera on, whether your teacher requires it or not. Now, for those of you who have concerns about showing the environment that you're in, maybe you don't want to show how messy your room is or what location you're filming from, that's fine. That's what the virtual background is for. So I definitely recommend turning on the virtual background if you do not want to share your location. I do it just because I think it's kind of cool. That's why I'm showing Sydney, Australia right now. So point one, have your cameras on. Point two, the participation icons. Down at the bottom of your window, you have these buttons. One of them is participants. When you click on that, that opens a participation or a participants window. And at the bottom of this window, you have some icons. These icons are great for communicating with your teacher, getting your teacher's attention, or letting your teacher know if you need to take a break. The one that you need to take a break looks like a little clock here. I recommend clicking that. That will let the teacher know that you have stepped away from your computer. So if you do need to use the restroom, I recommend don't do it in the middle of a lesson. But should you need to, put that up. That way, if the teacher calls on you and you're not responding, the teacher's not going to think that you're somebody who is always inattentive. They're going to realize that you just took a brief break to do something you needed to do. Another item that I would like to bring to your attention is the raised hand. Now you'll notice that this student here just raised their hand. And when they did raise their hand, you'll notice it advanced them to the top of the teacher's screen. Now this is important. If you want to get the teacher's attention, the best way to do it is to raise the hand in the participant window. Now, your teacher is going to have a whole bunch of students that they're looking at. Sometimes more than one screen worth. So if you just raise your hand like this, there's a chance that the teacher's not going to see you if you're not on the screen they're looking at the moment. But if you raise this hand in the dialog box like that, that will advance you to the front of the teacher's site, and the little icon will show up here. And if the teacher has the participant window open, it will raise the hand here and advance you to the top of the list. So if you need the teacher's attention, the best way to do it is to raise the hand in the participation window. So know these icons, start to use them. The final thing I would like to talk about is the chat window. So here's the chat window. Here's a place that you can type some responses. You can interact with your teacher. You can answer the teacher's questions. And you can set this to interact with just the teacher, or you can interact with everybody in the meeting. This is an excellent way to let the teacher know that you are interested. This is an excellent way to engage. If the teacher's asking questions of the class, answer the teacher. I would suggest privately, unless the teacher's asked otherwise. Answer the teacher. That will show the teacher that you're interested, that you know what the topic is. And if you made a mistake, the teacher knows how to correct their lesson so to teach you better. Very important that teachers get good feedback. So that's important that you do that, especially when the teacher cannot wander around the classroom, look over your shoulder and see how you're doing and adjust their lesson that way. I recommend make it a point to put something in the chat dealing with the lesson the teacher is teaching every day for every teacher. I think that's a reasonable goal. I think that's a good goal that will show you're interested in your grade and you care. Because when it comes time to give the students the grades, and there's any questions about grades, if you've been somebody who's consistently showed you're interested in education, you care, you participate, you show your face, you ask good questions, that's going to go very well in your favor if the teacher needs to make a decision to raise or lower a grade. On the other hand, if you've always got that screen off, you're never interacting, the teacher calls on you and we hear nothing, that's going to go just the opposite direction for you. So, participation in Zoom. Once again, cameras on, use those participation icons, try to chat with every teacher every day. Have a good day.